Okay. Tip number 2 for structural integrity, and that happens to be the posture. If there's anything wrong with your posture, if something's out of sorts, you'll feel discombobulated as far as the swing is concerned. You feel like, man, my arms are working weird compared to my body, and you'd definitely be all over the place. So as soon as you see any inconsistencies in your ball striking, your ball direction, immediately go to your full-length mirror and check out your posture. Now, many of you, right, when you take your posture properly, you feel a little sheepish about your posterior, right? You think it's in the next county behind you. Well, this is as far as it can go. So we start from a completely stacked position. We throw the hips back. The chest and the head come forward to counterbalance the butt going back, or vice versa. Now right here, if I were to put a set of barbells on my shoulders, I could really support that weight. So my body in its posture is stacked. There. So now if I turn with the barbells on my shoulders, I feel like I can support that rack of barbells at any given point in my swing. When your body is stacked in this manner, it tends to move together. It has to, okay? Whereas if your tush is tucked in, your upper body is hunched, so now you look at the hunched upper spine with the shoulders slouching, this will completely disconnect your arms from your body motion, okay? And the tush tucked in, well, that's going to throw the legs out from under your structure as well. So we have to straighten out the bottom, and we have to straighten out the top. You got to stick the chest out between the shoulders. You'll really feel the armpits resting up against the rib cage. So from this position here, you're going to feel all bunched up. Well, you're stacked, you're supportive, and that's where the importance of the whole body turn is concerned. Now, I've just ordered a nice skeletal system for my golf academy. And if you ever go to a chiropractor, you see that skeleton in the chiropractor's office, you're going to notice something really neat, is that the pelvis sits basically a little bit on top of the hip joints, the balls of the hips. And, since every vertebrae in your spine only has 0.5 to 1 degree of mobility, which basically is nothing, the spine doesn't twist, right? It's there to help you stay solid on your structure. So the pelvis and the shoulders then need to move together. Well, it happens that way in every other sport. If I'm a martial artist snapping a punch, right, you'll notice if you snap a punch away from the target, you'll feel that right hip need to get out of the way. So once again, I got a lot of videos out there concerning the X factor, holding on to the hips and trying to coil the upper body against the lower body. Only a very few select people can do this. Very flexible, very athletic, very well coordinated people. Those are the types of guys you're going to see on the tour. But for 99% of us, this is not an option. Right? I have 75 lessons average a week, and I can tell you, I don't see very many people where I have to teach, oh, yeah, hold on a second, you're way too flexible. I have to really tell you to hold on to those hips and turn the upper body against the lower body because you're not getting any torque. It just doesn't happen. It's not the way the human body is designed to operate. And a lot of people are changing their tunes on that, and a few people are left behind. And I hope that, you take the time. Just don't scoff off this information, because this is really valuable information. I'm not doing this for nothing. So take the time to study the human body, and then come back to me and say, well, okay, let's have a little debate here, for those of you who want to anyway. So as I take the club back, the structural integrity moves together. So you notice how, as the pelvis turns, the hip joints are basically turning underneath the pelvis like a turntable, and you notice how my knees are rotating underneath that. So the left knee has to rotate in, the right knee rotates out slightly, okay? and you'll feel the left foot rotate in or roll in, the ankle rolls, all right? And if you let the left heel come off the ground, well, that's fine too. It just loosens it up a little bit more to allow you full range of motion. So from this particular point here, there's your turn. So that's how you get to turn everything together. You got to let the hips turn. So now you feel that your stacked position can turn and return, turn and return. So this perpetual motion drill here will allow you to monitor whether or not you're staying stacked back and through. So the feet roll, roll, the knees turn, turn, hips, and then you feel the whole pelvic girdle and shoulders and rib cage, it all moves together. And then you got about 20 to 30 degrees of mobility here with the shoulders, where you can get that little extra where your arms are out in front of you, and you feel now that you've got all this beautiful range of motion to whip that club out towards the target. But you haven't compromised your platform. So if your posture is compromised, your knees are poking out on you, you're all over your toes, all you're going to be doing is reacting to an out of balance condition, okay? Lord knows where this ball is going to go. It really stinks to play golf like that, okay? So we got to structure it, and then we got to allow the structure to move together, okay? And I got a lot of videos right there, like the Hogan Power Move and Power Drill, the downswing weight shift, that's a real gem right there. The feet together drill, the one leg drill, okay? So the feet together drill, the one leg drill. So all those are meant to keep your structure together in order for you to make the soundest, most repeatable golf swing you can make, okay? So you got to go with what God gave you, this beautiful structure. Use it to your advantage, all right? Any questions? Let me know.